Paige.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.
All right, what's up, family? I'm here with a new video. This one's going to be for the nephew, LJ. I heard somebody got a drum machine. and they want to learn how to use it. Well, Uncle P is here to show you how to do it. So let's get into it. Now, first things first, when you turn on the Roland Verselab MV1, it's going to be in song mode. You want to turn it over to sequence mode so that you can start creating your masterpiece. All right. Uncle P will tell you what I just did there, but let's just do this for right now. Okay. First, there's a few housekeeping tips that I want you to observe. I'm going to hit the shift button and I'm going to press the sequence button, and it's also tempo. So let's do that. And as you can see, my BPM is at 90. I'm going to press the volume knob in. I'm going to turn it up to 104. And you see that little line under there blinking? When I press the volume knob in, it stops blinking, and the Verselab knows that this is where I want to be as far as my tempo goes. There are other things in this menu. Next thing is your count in is always on. Next thing is your metronome. You want to have your metronome on, so go ahead and press the volume knob in and then turn to the right. Bam! Then press the volume knob in. And now the Verselab knows that you want the metronome on. That allows you to be in time when you're creating your masterpiece. All right. Next thing is your metronome level. The level is at 60 for me. It's normally just at 60. You could have it louder or softer. Okay. It's up to you. And if you want to change that, press the volume knob in and go to the left for a lower, softer sound, or to the right for a higher, louder sound. Okay, but Uncle P typically goes right at 60 because as soon as I start my masterpiece and I got my drums together, I turn it off. And I'll teach you that too. All right, so press the volume knob in and that's over. Next thing, you can have the metronome sound like you want it to. In my case, I always just use the one that's there. But you have options. So let me press the volume knob in, and you can use type 1 if that does it for you, or type 2, or type 3. And then there's number 5, number 6, number 7,
1, 2, 3, 4.
number 8,
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
and number 9. All right, that's up to you, but Uncle P goes with number 4, which is the one that comes on with. And then there is nothing else in this menu. If I go to the right, you see nothing else, but I go to the left. I always try to put things back to number 1 because I'm always teaching people stuff. So I try to put it back to the first thing that's in the menu, but you can leave it in where you want as you are creating your masterpieces. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. All right, so now that we know how to set the metronome, we know how to do the tempo, we are going to work on the 2 ways that you can record into the Roland Verselab MV1. There are 2 ways. There is step record and there is real-time record. So let's go ahead and get set up for that. First things first, click your edit button and then hold down either measure up or down. Either one will get you there. And now you can change your step length. Okay. You can change it with control knob 3, but the control knob 3 can get a little wonky and it won't stay stable. So what I do is I just press the volume knob in and then I change it there. Right now, 16 steps is 1 bar. Let's go to 32 steps in your case for right now for your masterpiece. And let's click the button in because you see that little blinking under number 2. Once you click the button in, the Verselab knows that you want to have 32 steps. All right. Now, if you go further in the menu, you'll find that there's a scale. I'll teach you about that soon. And then there is mode. You can go forward, back, and or random. You don't want to do any of that right now. You just want to create your first drum part. All right. So there's shuffle. That gives your beat a little bit of a swing. And then that's it in that menu. Let's go back. In my case, I have to go back to number 1 so that I can be able to teach someone else. But anyway, now that I have that taken care of, I'm going to hit exit. If you notice right here, you'll see 2 green dots, which lets me know that I have 2 bars. That's 16 steps on the first bar, 16 steps on the second bar. All right, so that's 32 steps altogether. You can just hit kit and choose a drum and just go like this. This will give us 4 on the floor. So 1, 5, 9, 13 is 4 on the floor. Right? And then I can hit the snare and go 5, 13, and 5, 13. And I can put some hi-hats in. That's all the steps. And you'll see what that sounds like. And if I am happy with that, then I can move to the next track. But I'm not happy with that. I want to show you how to do real-time record. So this is the first thing you're learning from Uncle P, and that's how to erase your performance. Go ahead and hold down clear and hold down sequence, and that erases that whole phrase. So nothing's there now. All right. Now let's go ahead and do a real-time record. Right? So hit record. And now we can go ahead and make the beat that we want to by real-time recording it. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can go to style, right? Oh, hold on. Let's go back. I'm going to hit my hi-hat to let the Verselab know that I want to go to the hi-hat here. And now let's go to style. On style, there are several different types of programmed hi-hat things that you can do. You can do it with anything, but I'm going to show you with the hi-hats. Be as creative as you want to be with this machine. It is fabulous. All right, so let's go to it. You can do that. All right, so look. Now let's hit record. If I don't like that, I can easily hit exit and measure back, and that will undo the hi-hat portion. And I can go back in and keep on working on that hi-hat until I get it defined. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's say you just want to put your own hi-hat in. You just want to tap that hi-hat in yourself. Go back to note and hold down exit and measure back. You undo it, and then you can go to that hi-hat and say, I want to put my own hi-hat in. All right. So now, let's say, you know what? I want to change the drums, Uncle P. I don't really want to play those drums. How do I change the drums? Simple, nephew. This is how you change the drums. Let's make sure we have our kit track fired up and go to section select. Bam. Now, I want you to go to value knob and click it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and go to note. Now you can go and cycle through different drums. It's all 16 of the pads, but Uncle P's just going through several pads. Let's go to trap. Just the trap kit, all right? All right. Now that you've changed it, you remember what I told you? Press it in. So now the Verselab knows that you want to be on the trap kit. And let me say that again. Once you get to where you want to be, push the volume knob in for enter. And now you are where you want to be. You can get the job done, LJ. So let's do it. I can keep what I have. Or you can change it by hitting what? You remember? Clear and sequence. It clears out that whole phrase. Nothing's there. Go. Nothing. And you can now go in and create another drum program. In my case, I'm just going to put the same thing in because Uncle P's trying to teach you. So let's go. Style. Now, Uncle P is going to jump the gun a little bit and teach you how to make that sound a little bit more real. All right. So first things first, I want you to hit edit. And then I want you to press one of these notes down here. Each and every one of these are at the same velocity, right? But if you want to make it sound real, like a real drummer played, you're going to go to the second one, right? And bring it down. Let's bring it down to 75. Same thing with number 4. So all the even ones, you're just going to go 75 and or anything in the 70s. You just want it to have a contrast. All right. Uncle P does this all the time in his music because instead of using the compressor, and I'll teach you what that is too, I like to just manipulate things as I go. All right, so once I do that, you're going to see what happens. All right, if you remember, they all sounded the same at first, and now they're going to have a little bit more of a kick to them because it's going to sound like a real drummer played some of it. I'm going to take the second half of that, and I'll show you what that is too in time. All right, let's take this down. Let's take it all down. Now watch this. These videos are going to be long, nephew, but I want you to know how to use this thing in the best way possible. All right. All right. Now let's listen to it. You see how the hi-hats are different now? They're bouncing different instead of being, it's going. I'm going to pull out the snare drum and show you that. And I'll pull out the kick too. You see that? Now it sounds a little bit more real. It sounds like somebody actually played it hard and soft. There is a way in here that you can do that because there is a velocity button. But, you know, it all depends on how you feel. Uncle P's showing you something that he does. But let's say you feel a little differently than Uncle P, then you can hit shift. Like we're on the hi-hat, right? You can hit shift and velocity and get like a high one and then a low one. So you can go or, you know, normally everybody just goes with the highest velocity, but you can make yours sound a little bit like real music. All right. All right. So now that we have gone through that, you can go back anywhere on this video and learn something new. Now, let's say you've created the beginnings of your masterpiece and you want to save. Go ahead and hit shift and load. See, because shift and load together is save. There's a second menu there. And in my case, I've named mine LJ Project 1. You go ahead and name yours whatever you want. And the way you name it is you turn the value knob, right? And you turn the value knob, and to go from left to right, you use your measure forward and back. I'm going to change this over to Project 2 for what we do tomorrow. All right. And if you just like what you have, you can go ahead and save over what's already there, right? By hitting the value knob and hitting OK, and then hitting OK again. And it overwrote what I already had. And it's saved. Or you can hit shift and load again. You got to hold down shift and hit load. And you can rename this Project 2. See how that got wonky on me? Let's go back. And that's just a glitch with the machine. So LJ Project 2 for what we're going to do tomorrow. All right. So now that we have this information up, I want you to go ahead and go through it and start making some drum programs. And you can send them to me at PaigeAndderson@gmail.com so that I can hear your masterpiece. All right. You have a good one. Now, see you on the next one. Bye bye.
It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige. It's Paige.